Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Alright, my shirt, it says "We Run This." I got it from my sisterhood conference at my church, which was a lot of fun. If you hear any noise in the background, I actually have the fan on because I am outside. It is Florida, and it's hot. Okay, so as you can see, I have put some foundation on, some concealer, I have my contour on, and my blush. I went a little ham, so I kind of had to veil it with some finishing powder. So for foundation, what I used was my CoverFX Power Play. I have this in the shade N40. I love CoverFX. This is such a good brand. They're probably one of my favorite brands, simply because not only does it help people with oily and acne prone skin, because it does help fight against it, they're not always pushing out products. I mean, they take their time with their products, which is really, really cool. And as far as what I used for my contour and my blush is actually the new CoverFX Face Palette, Perfector Face Palette. Mine is in light medium, which is really cool. I mean, as you can clearly see, I have definitely used this, and I love the highlighters. I use the brightener as a highlighter, and this finishing powder is everything. I mean, seriously, you guys need to come up with just this alone by itself. It is so good. And the same thing with the contour powder. I mean, it's a really, really nice shade, and it's really easy to build it. You guys, y'all need to get this, because this is like, and it ain't going nowhere either. And as far as setting powder, I do have the CoverFX setting powder as well, and it's really good. I didn't grab that today. I decided to go with my Fenty Beauty in the color Lavender. I also have it in Butter as well. Those are the two shades that I would definitely use for setting everything. Now, after I put on my concealer, I did set everything, and then I started baking, because today we are going to be doing, I'm going to see if I can try to maybe do a blue smoky eye for you today. And the two palettes that I am going to be using is the Sephora Pro palette, this one, because as you can also see, I have used this quite a bit. Some really pretty shades that are in there. And stop it. And also the new Riviera palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is also a very, very pretty palette. I was really excited for this one because I thought it was about time that she came out with a palette with some popping colors. As you can see, I have clearly used this because it's such, her products are really good. Especially her eyeshadows, I would honestly have to say that they really are good. I don't know if I really have a favorite palette by her. I do have to say, the Modern Renaissance is probably the one that I have used the most. That and the Soft Glam palette. And the Sultry. Okay, so I've used them all. So I really don't have a favorite palette. And as far as concealer, I actually use two different brands of concealer. I did start with the Hello Fab, the Bendy Avocado Concealer. I did use two colors in shade 1 and in shade 2, as well as my Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer in light warm and medium light neutral, because I wanted to create a brightening effect for the center of the face. And I know that these two concealers, both brands, they play very nicely together. And you don't have to use a lot of concealer. I mean, I know that, no, I probably used a lot today, but that's okay. It's fine. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this look. I have my little mini mirror. I have a bigger mirror. I finally got a bigger mirror, and I just didn't feel like bringing it out here today. Alright, so we are going to start with a translucent, or not a translucent shade. We are going to start with our transition shade. Guys, also, you can use concealer to set down for a shadow base, or you can use an eyeshadow base, an actual legit eyeshadow base. Sephora has got some really good ones, but if you can't really go in there, or you can't afford it, NYX has a really good eyeshadow base that is a perfect dupe for the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I'm not a big fan of MAC. Sorry, anytime I have ever gone into that MAC store, it has not been pleasant. And I'm sure, like a lot of places, it does vary depending on the location. Location near my house, I'm just not a fan of them. I wish it wasn't so, but hey, it is what it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with translucent shades. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go into the Riviera palette, and I'm going to go into the color Estate. And I'm going to thoroughly coat. This is the Sephora brush. It is the tapered crease brush, number 19. I'm going to dust off the excess. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just in the crease area, just set that down. Maybe drag it up just a little bit. And again, guys, don't grip. Go ahead and just kind of keep it down and lightly, very lightly, just set it down. And go ahead and dip into the color Estate again. Tap off the excess, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. Alright. Just trying to stay in the crease, maybe a little bit up. And you can keep doing this till you get however pigmentation that you want. Also, fair warning, the Riviera palette does have pressed pigments in them. And the pressed pigments are Bahamas, Canes, and Palm. So please be careful. If you have light skin or sensitive skin, it might stain your eyelids, okay? So definitely make sure that you put down a really good base. And I'll actually show you a trick. What I discovered is that if you're going to use the color Bahamas, Canes, or Palm, in the Riviera palette, it comes with the color Sales, which is a pure white. What I've discovered, if you put down that pure white color and then put on one of those pressed pigments, not only is the color really popping, it creates another layer between the color and your eyelid, so you don't have to worry about staining. I mean, staining could happen, but I've discovered that that's a really good way to help minimize it. And I did dip back into Estate again, and I'm just lightly circling in the crease area. I'm just going back and forth, making sure, get everything nice and even. And I've got my Sephora color switch, because we're going to still keep using this brush. And I'm going to go ahead and go into the Riviera palette into Coastline. Just twirling it, thoroughly coat. Any excess, go ahead and tap off. I like to bake under my eyes because I have said before in previous videos that it does catch any fallout. Usually the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, they are powdery. They are pigmented, but there is always a lot of fallout. So, it's fine. I don't really care. As long as the color payoff is awesome, and clearly it is. Don't forget to keep swirling in a light swirl motion. And just kind of blending that in. Take it up a little above the crease, because I don't want to lose any of this color. We just spent some serious time laying down. And what I like to do is right here is just sit there and twirl it, because it helps create a nice little even line right there to create a lifting look. And it just looks really pretty. And enough of that color. Okay. So now, I'm trying not to scratch my face because I just put everything on. I'm going to go into the Sephora Pro palette. And also, again, fair warning, this palette is all pressed pigment. It is, now pressed pigment is a little different from eyeshadow. Eyeshadow is a little bit easier to blend. If you do not, if you're not really good at putting on eyeshadow, kind of stay away from the pressed pigment for now until you can go ahead and use it. Because you really have to be, you kind of have to be able to manipulate it in a way to where you can get it to blend. Pressed pigment is harder to blend, but the color payoff, if you know how to like lay it down right and blend it, ooh, it looks really, really good. So yeah, this one is Pro Pigment Palette. So they can't call this an eyeshadow palette because there are no eyeshadows in it. All of it is pressed pigment. So please be careful when you use these. And there could be some staining because there are some bright colors in here, just like the Riviera palette. So the color that I'm going to actually go into right now is the color Synergy, which is this color right here. I know, I said I was going to do blue. I'm thinking I might do something else. I don't know. Let's wait and see what happens. So I'm just lightly going over that color. I'm not even taking it all the way in. I'm just staying in this area, swirling. That's all you got to do. Just stay in that area. Just slightly swirl. Not really even going anywhere. That's it. I just want a little extra color. Alright. So now the color I'm going to go into. You know what? I don't think I want to do a blue eyeshadow today. I think I'm going to do like a tropical smoky eye of some kind. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Bless you who don't need coffee to stay awake. I mean, oh, lucky you. Yes, this is my Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter is the best. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and dip back into Synergy. Because I think I'm just going to do like an orange-yellow type look today. This always happens. I'm like, oh, let me go ahead and do this color. Let me change my mind. I'm just going to go back and forth here. Because they also, in the Sephora Pro palette, they have this really, really pretty color of yellow that I absolutely love. Like, it is so pretty. And it's called Scent, and it's just really, really, really pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put the tapered crease brush away. Yeah, I'm going to put that away. And then I'm going to use I've used it so many times. What is this? I know I grabbed more than one. This is the Featherweight Crease number 38, the Sephora brand. And all my brushes are clean. Just going to lightly just blend those all together. Very, very lightly. Just bring it back and forth. Just to kind of create a very nice seamless look. I'm going to go in with my color switch here. And what I am going to do is I'm dipping into Scents in the Pro palette. So you can see. Lightly tap it off because I don't want to lose all that color. And what I am going to do is just very gently tap above it. very, very gently do the same thing to the other eye. This is something that you can build up. You can obviously, what I probably should have done was just laid the yellow down first. But I like to do things harder, I guess. And just go back again until you get the color payoff that you want to see. Just to kind of create a nice little tropical look. Just very lightly blend it. Kind of creates a nice look. You guys can see that it's there. Really powdery. Okay, so what color do I want to go into today? Because I feel like I want more orange. I think I'm going to dip back into Synergy, just the tip. And then I'm going to go into Coastline, into the Riviera palette. Mix both of those together. Just blend that out in the end. And then go back into Synergy, Coastline, tap, and do the same thing to the other eye. Awesome. Wow, lot of fallout here. Okay. Now, I am going to go back into the Riviera palette because I'm actually going to show you how to use the color, the white color sails in the Riviera palette. But I think I'm going to dip into the Sephora palette and I'm going to use a little bit of Blood Moon. Not crazy about the name of some of these colors, but actually this blue color in here is called Pegasus, which I think is pretty cool. Pegasus is awesome. And then I'm just going to gently put it right here at the corner of my eye and just tap it. And just kind of give it its own little moment, I guess. Just a little bit more, just right there. See, I'm not even blending it into here. I'm just placing it right at the corner of my eye. A really pretty color. And I'm only bringing it maybe halfway in. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a cut crease with it. So it's okay because some of this isn't going to be so far in. Go ahead and color switch that. Ooh, so far none of the pressed pigments have stained any of my brushes, thank God. So let's go ahead and just kind of blend all of this together so you're going to get another clean brush. This one is the Airbrush Crease. This is number 31 by Sephora. And all I'm doing is just marrying everything together. That's it. Just bringing a little bit of that red up. Just a little bit. This really is such a pretty color. Awesome. Just kind of keep doing that in like a swirling motion. Don't go too far up. You don't want to get rid of that yellow that you just laid down. And these are looks that I would wear to work. I mean, I think they're really pretty. Maybe what I'll do next video, you guys let me know what you think, that I'll do a just a simple gold glam look, because those I can do also really well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and close that. Now we're going to go ahead and go into Sorry, thought somebody was walking around the corner there. Kind of freaked me out. I'm going to go ahead and do a cut crease. Actually, I'm going to reopen this just so I can see what I'm doing here. Big old mirror. And as far as what concealer I'm going to use for the cut crease is the Tarte Shape Tape. This is light medium sand. I know everybody really, I don't understand why they really like the Shape Tape. I don't like it as a concealer. I don't think it really works all that good, to be honest with you. I mean, it didn't work that well on me. It might work better on others, and that is completely 110% fine. It just, I kind of wish I didn't spend my money on this stuff, because now I'm pissed. Because these things are not cheap. And I did get it at Ulta, and I gotta be honest with you, the employees there also are buttholes. At least the ones near my house. And I even went to the one that's in West Palm, and the service wasn't too much better in there. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the fascination with Ulta. I get that it's got the high-end plus the drugstore brand, but if I'm going to go use a drugstore brand, then I will go to a drugstore like CVS and use my extra bucks. I don't need to go to Ulta, because nobody there was really helpful. I've never received good service there. But again, to each his own. It's completely fine. I prefer going to Sephora because I know that I'm going to get help when I go there. Alright, so now, and I'm using, I got concealer all over it, the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, number 18. And what I'm going to do is just line my crease. Just kind of cover it a little bit so you guys can see. And if you don't know, like, to get a straight line, what you can do, and I'll show you on my other eye, because that's how I learned how to do this, is you just place some concealer on your eyelid, open it, and then you have yourself a guided line. So this way you know where to go. Awesome. Alright, good deal. I am not the best at drawing lines. I've not been able to do a cat eye yet. I've been struggling to learn how to do that. And that just seems to be the thing that everybody has to know. Just like with the smoky eye. I can do a smoky eye with no problem, because we're doing a smoky eye right now. The smoky eye, all it is dark to light or light to dark. That's all it is. It doesn't have to be all black. You can use any color that you want. Alright, now that's done. What I like to do with the edges, with a clean finger, is just tap out the edge. Just a little bit. Just to kind of get those colors to kind of blend in there. I swear I'm not flicking you off. And just kind of get that to blend there. Awesome. Now, I think it's kind of like, kind of turned into a pink look. That's fine. Okay, so what we are going to do is I'm going to lay this concealer down with the white. And I'm going to be using the Pro Small Shadow number 15, Sephora brand. And we're going to go into Sales. Okay. Both sides. I'm not going to dust any of this off because I'm going to need to use it. What we are going to do is just gently pat it on. right where the concealer is. Okay? Just pat it on until it's nice and blended together. Ooh, that's looking good. Okay, and you're going to do the same thing with the other side. You're just going to pat it on. Very gently. And if you need to go back in, that's okay. Go ahead and do that until you're able to get the payoff that you desire to see. This is what you would do, even if you were using this just to, if you wanted to use a pressed pigment of the colors I mentioned in the Riviera palette, you need to lay this white down and then put that on top of it. So this way you don't have to worry about it staining your eyes. Okay. And I used the color switch in order to get it clean, because now we're going to go back into the glitter colors. And we've got Yacht, Seashells, Pomero, Seaside Inheritance, and Marine. Mediterranean, because I can't speak today. I'm thinking I might just go in with what color, guys? What color? Pomero? I think I'll do Pomero, just to kind of keep things simple. Actually, I'm going to use a mixture of Pomero and Bahamas, so this way you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now with the Pomero color, I used the same small shadow brush. Don't forget to clean it. What I am going to do is I'm actually going to just stay right here. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do the same thing to this side. If you don't want as much fallout as I'm getting right now, you can wet your brush with a setting powder, setting spray. I don't like to do that. I'm just weird like that. Okay, I guess we're not going to do a smoky eye. We're doing something else. See, I'm not going all the way in. This is going to be probably more of a halo. You don't have to do another color if you so desire not to. You don't have to. I did color switch that again. Hold on. The fallout is real. Like I said, you don't have to apply it the way that I do it. I just prefer not to wet my brushes with a setting spray. Pulse's allergies are insane. Alright, so with that same small shadow brush, I'm going to go into the color Bahamas. This is one of the pressed pigments. So I'm going to show you how well this works. So right where all of the white is, you're going to lay down Bahamas. You're just going to pack it on there. Going a little bit into the Pomero we set down in the corner. Just really going to set that down. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Just gonna pack it on there. Now with pressed pigments, it's always easier just to pack it on, not spread it. It's just easier to get a better color payoff. Pressed pigments are not for everybody. A lot of eyeshadow palettes are now having some pressed pigment in there. So this way makeup artists can also buy, well, not all makeup artists like to use, okay. See a little patchiness over here, so I can fix that. Alright. Whoa. Alright, color switched. Definitely make sure you clean your brushes before you go into another eyeshadow palette, because that pressed pigment sometimes can stay. I can go in with Monte Carlo and kind of get everything to blend. There, this is the Makeup Forever Professional. What number is this one? 216. I'm going in with Monte Carlo from the Riviera palette and just kind of just marrying everything together. Sorry, my eyes are watering. Okay. We're just lightly going over. Alright. Ugh. I don't know if I'm happy with this look. It looks like it's a little muddy. So maybe I probably should have just used less colors. Let me see. I mean, it's not too bad. It could be worse. Could be worse. It's alright. Sometimes you get good days. Sometimes you get bad makeup days. It's A-okay. I'm just dipping back into Palmero to see if I can kind of get that to show up just a little bit more. Alright. And I honestly think that I've had this bake on quite long enough. Because sometimes if I leave it on too much, I look like super white underneath my eyes, and that's not really a look that I want to go for. So I'm going to be taking the Huda Face and Bake Blend. And all I'm doing is taking away all that bake. Just wiping that away. And any fallout is going to come with it.